Hey, welcome back to another episode in my channel. Today I'm going to make a nice Madras paste that you can add a couple of tablespoons to when you make a Madras. It will definitely enhance the flavour, and when you actually make your conventional Madras, the way you do that, you don't have to skimp or substitute with anything. This is an additional addition, if you like, to the dish. So let's talk about the ingredients. We have a bulb of garlic here, a whole bulb, so multiple cloves, cut up. Don't get too anal about exact measurements. A bulb of garlic, not too small, not too big. And I've cut the garlic up into pieces that can be fried, but they're not cut up so small that they become delicate and burn. We have about 40% of the weight of that bulb of garlic in ginger, cut up into similar pieces. Small handful of kashmiri red dried chilies, very difficult to get. Use any red chilies that you want that are dried. You could even use fresh chilies if you want, but these are really good. You get the colour, you get a subtle taste. But there's only one company in Britain, let's get to the point, Fudco, based down in Wembley, South Wembley, Park Royal. The only company that seem to do Kashmiri chilies in the whole country. So obviously use an alternative, or use Kashmiri chili powder, or use your imagination. But I'm using about 6 quite large Kashmiri red chilies. Going to be using just over a teaspoon of turmeric powder, a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of salt. What we have here, bottom left, 2 tablespoons of tamarind paste. I'm using the Maggi. You can use fresh if you want, and just boil it up, discard the seeds. And that's watered down. You can see it's nice and watery, it's not a paste anymore, how it came out of the bottle. Watered down with just enough lemon juice to make it nice and liquidy. In our little bowl here, we have a tablespoon of coriander seed, a teaspoon and a half of cumin, a teaspoon of black mustard seed, top right, and bottom left we have a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds, and I'm using 6 green cardamom. Last but definitely not least, we have some rapeseed oil, and we're going to be using a combination of rapeseed oil and mustard oil. We'll come back for quantities in a moment. Let's get cooking. So a nice large frying pan, gas on, just let that heat up. So to that I'm going to be adding, so this paste, I would say you're going to get around 5 madrasses or madras curries. So 7 tablespoons of oil there, and 3 tablespoons of the mustard oil. It'll give a unique character, a unique taste. So we're just going to let that heat up. Looks great already, doesn't it? Looks like a little egg. That's heated up quite well. I don't want it to be too hot. We don't want to burn anything. And now I'm just going to put that bowl full of whole seeds in. And I'm in no rush. No rush to heat this up. I want as much flavour into that oil as possible. So if it starts crackling straight away, it's going to be cooked for less. So I've added it up semi-heated up. So it's starting to fizzle a little bit, and we don't even want it on a high heat. The longer we cook that out, the better. And yeah, these pans warp every now and then. Occasionally I have to use an implement just to flatten the bottom of the pan, but that's what happens when you cook so many curries. The heat just does something to the aluminium. So I'm just going to heat that up for, I would say, about 4 to 5 minutes. See the gentle bubbling? That's all we want. So give it a little splash around occasionally. We can add the whole chilies at this point as well. So I've been whirling that around occasionally, and a good way to do it diagonally So you don't need too much oil, but it'll still substitute a lot of oil in there. So what will happen, the chilies will puff up, and you can see how big the original size of those Kashmiri chilies. They're almost like bell peppers, some of them. So I'm turning the heat up now, and 45 seconds we'll come back. So that's great. I've managed to cook that out for about 4 minutes, and it's only just crackling now. Not too bothered about the crackling. So in with the ginger and garlic and give it a stir. If you haven't got mustard oil, you can use mustard seed. I'd recommend probably a teaspoon and a half. So we just want to brown the edges of the garlic and ginger and soften them slightly. We'll come back in, I should imagine, about 2 to 3 minutes, whenever that's done. Just starting to brown. You definitely don't want to burn your garlic or any of the ingredients for that matter. So do it nice and slowly. We've got quite a lot of sizzling there because we've got some lemon juice and the tamarinds, got some water in it as well. Just want to make sure all that's stirred off. The sizzling will subside as the water evaporates. And last but not least, we're going to be adding the salt, the paprika and the turmeric. We're going to give that a stir as well. We're going to turn the heat down because we've done most of the cooking now. Turning the heat down back to a moderate heat. We just want to cook those spices out on a nice sizzle, just like we had in the beginning, for a good 2 minutes. So that's safe now, it won't burn. 2 minutes, we'll come back, we'll blend. And I do apologise, I'm quite tired today. I only had about 5 hours sleep and there's so much to do. But although this is a Madras paste, can you see that it's quite a combination of a tarka or a tadka, or tempering the oil, if you like, with whole spices. A combination again of ginger and garlic paste, and it's going to have some heat in it as well. So it's a good fusion of different styles, which is great to add a tablespoonful to your curries to enhance them. It doesn't even matter if you're not cooking a Madras. So I'm just going to bring all those ingredients in and blend them. So that was blended down with about a cup of water. So let's pour it. After all that 8 minutes, I think you deserve to see it poured. So this is my Madras paste. You might have noticed no onion, no tomato paste or anything like that. So this is concentrated. So with the water, I'll take back what I said about maybe 5 curries it'll make. It depends how much you want to put in. So it's pretty concentrated. I'm not going to say what it looks like. I think you can tell. So, you want to go for some optional mustard seed in there? That's up to you. So do remember, it's going to be cooked again. You're going to be adding your other garlic, ginger, spices, onions, tomatoes, and I think you'll agree that'll make a wonderful curry, or an addition to a wonderful curry, whether you're making a Madras or any other type of curry. Let's have a little taste test. Spicy, even though those were Kashmiri chilies, has a lovely heat to that. It's going to go really great with a Madras. I just can't wait to get cooking with this. Now what I'm going to do is store that in a jar in the fridge, and I would say it would last a good couple of months in a sterilised container, but it won't last very long at my house with the rate I cook. So I hope you've enjoyed the recipe. Feel free to like, share and subscribe. Could have added curry leaves if you really wanted that authentic South Indian flavour. Thanks for watching.